regret marriage?
Shout.
That's it. Do you fight with your husband?
Love is not enough. Knowing that you want to build a future with this person is not enough.
Do you notice any attitude change? Maybe sometimes you're not just in the mood, but because you need to satisfy your husband.
Do you get me?
I get you.
In it.
I get in it.
Hey guys, good morning and welcome back to another video. Hey! You look like Beyonce.
Oh, I am.
So in today's video, I have one of my bestest friends, Henrietta. Yeah, and obviously you guys guessed it from the title. I'm going to be answering questions your single friends are too scared to ask your married friends. So she's going to be asking me the wildest questions, like the scariest questions today. And I'm going to be trying to answer as much as possible. So I'll answer from my perspective because I cannot speak for the majority of the married people. Like, marriage is so dynamic. But I'll also try to say what I think from the perspective of most people, majority of the people. Yeah, but this video is going to be juicy and sweet. And she's going to hit me with the questions right now. I hope you brought out the spiciest questions ever.
Machine gun. I have juicy questions for 𝙏𝙗𝙖 to answer, and she must answer all of them.
I will, you guys. I'll give you the truth and the tea, okay?
Run your mouth a little for us. Do you fight a lot with your husband?
I can't hear you. They can't hear you.
Do you fight a lot with your husband?
Shout.
That's it. Do you fight with your husband? We want to know if in marriage there's a lot of fights, if you guys fight like a lot. I heard people fight a lot, especially within the first 3-4 years. Or
Did you fight? Okay, my marriage is 1.5 years, so I'm going to be speaking from that perspective, right? Yeah, you argue all the time. Like, you would, I don't know, fight is a bit of a strong word, but yeah, you will fight. That's just a fact, because it's two people. We've never lived together before we got married. We were never really in the same space before we got married. So even those small things like how you use the toothpaste, how you leave the toilet seat, how you sleep, if you snore, even those small things will make you to quarrel. So yes, you will fight a lot. I feel like a lot of people sugarcoat marriage. Like,
exactly.
Boy, don't worry, I'm going to give you guys all the tea, okay?
I'm answering. Am I married?
What is exactly this one? What do you know about marriage?
Sorry, no vex. Does it get boring?
I don't think so, because is a need that you need to fulfill anyway. So you need to be satisfied.
So every time it is on point, it is just the way you like it. You're not too tired, you're not stressed, the demand is not too much for you.
When you're too tired, you say you're too tired, now you rest. Now you achieve satisfaction, so how can it be boring?
Maybe sometimes you're not just in the mood, but because you need to satisfy your husband.
Or do you get bored of the person? Like,
yeah, do you guys sometimes just get bored?
Well, I personally feel like I have not even had enough. So no, it doesn't get boring. And at the end of the day, I feel like, how can something be boring when it satisfies you? Do you get what I mean?
Do you get satisfied?
My dear, you try and satisfy you. Make sure you achieve your satisfaction. Don't put it in somebody else's hands. So, and I mean vice versa as well. Like, the person should. Do you understand? Everybody should.
Yeah,
exactly.
It should be a thing of satisfaction.
Yes. If you like, do the same style every 2 minutes, 365 days of a year. As far as you're satisfied, it's not. I can't call it boring. I don't know. Maybe after 5 years of marriage or 10 years of marriage or 20, maybe. Like, I don't know. But for now, like, girl.
How do you manage your finances together? Do you have situations where you guys want to split bills, or do you always let him carry out most of the financial taxes? Do you have joint accounts? How do you guys spend your money as a couple?
So, well, I think we have a video on this on the channel. I'll link it somewhere up here. But to summarize your question, I think in this part of the world where we are, I'm not going to just speak for myself for this particular question. I think that most women want to be catered to. So yes, you can spend your money on like food and like small things, but deep down in our hearts, we all want like the guy to be the one to be the primary provider.
Yes,
in this part of the world.
Yes.
There's most times, girl.
No, there are some big girls out there that are really taking care of someone. So.
Even those big girls, no matter how much you earn, it's still nice to spend a man's money. Do you understand what I mean? It's still nice to be taken care of financially. Money. Yeah, no matter how much you have in your account, it's still nice. It's still a good feeling when somebody else is taking care of you. So I would speak for this part of the world where I currently am. Most women want the man to be the primary financial provider. So like the rent, the school fees, that's what we want. It might not always happen like that all the time, 365 days a week. There'll be times where you have more and he doesn't have, and he has more, you don't have. Yes. So those are times that you balance it. But yeah, that's the ultimate goal. It pains me when I have to spend my money. I'm not happy.
Well, you have to spend your money too.
I'm just letting you know that I'm not happy about it. Yes, I have to spend my money, but I'm always
women.
I'm extremely unhappy when I have to spend my money.
No.
Like, it kills me inside. I don't want to spend my money. I want to relax and be taken care of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Noted.
I don't want to even peep into my bank account that there's small money there. No. I can never get.
But you're happy spending someone else's son's money.
Yes, of course I am. Please.
I asked a couple of questions to my single friends, and this particular question came up a lot.
What's the question, baby?
Do you regret marriage?
Do I personally, or do married people have regrets?
Married people tend to want to always bring up this regret, or this, oh, maybe I should have tried to get used to more used to my partner, or
can never be too used to your partner.
So you're trying to tell me that since you got married, you've never sat down and thought of, oh, maybe I rushed into this marriage, or maybe I shouldn't have gotten married, or why am I married? Okay, so to answer your question, I'll answer your question from my perspective and from what I think is general perspective as well. So me personally, there are times where, like, in our worst arguments, in our most heated fights, in your lowest of lows, it will come to your mind for sure. Since I'm speaking for myself, it has come to my mind. I'm like, God damn it! Like, why didn't I can do bad all by myself? Like, girl, why did you get married? Remember that? Why did I get married? So very, very nice.
But that is in your lowest of lows, like in your worst fights, in your most heated arguments, in like where you're just looking at this person like, what the actual F? Yeah, the regret comes in, like, but it's not a permanent regret. It's a fleeting thing.
Anger stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not a permanent regret. So if I'm going to speak on behalf of majority of what I think is the general perspective, I want to say that definitely I don't want to believe that any married couple that have not had a fight or an argument that they'll be like, why did I even marry this person? Like, I could have just been single, or I could have married somebody else. I beg. Do you understand? So there is no way. Sure. Except you want to tell me that your marriage is like bed of roses, like people like, I beg ye, I beg. So yes, you will have regret for sure, for sure.
When you got married to your husband, did you notice any attitude change? Maybe when you guys were dating, there was a certain way he was acting, you were so comfortable. So now that you are married, do you notice there are some things he no longer does? Or
yeah, absolutely, that happened. And I also want to believe that from my end as well, I probably changed in some things, in some certain attitudes or behaviors. Yes, so that absolutely happened. Yeah, there will be behavioral changes. Some will be good, some will be bad, but I feel like you need to talk about it and say, oh, but like, I didn't expect this from you, and then come back to how, I don't know.
Because I'm wondering, did those attitudes change, like, did that attitude change affect the dynamics of your relationship?
An attitude change can be positive, can also be negative. So if it's positive, obviously it will make everything rosy and sweet. You guys get what I mean? But if it's negative, then it's something you need to talk about, especially if it's something that you can't tolerate. There'll be some changes that you can live with, like, I'm not going to die, I'm just going to accept that this is who my partner has become. Because as individuals, you're both growing, you're both changing, your tastes are changing, your interests are changing, the way you react to things are changing, so many, like, you're continuously evolving human being. But at the core of it, like, are the person's values changing? Are the person's moral standards and beliefs changing? I think that's what is important. But yes, for sure, yeah, there were some changes, and something we had to talk about, because there were some things I did not want to live with for the rest of my life. So like, and the person might not actually even notice that they are changing towards you. Exactly, or that they've reduced some certain things, or they've increased some certain things, or they've changed completely some certain areas.
Just stops something.
So they might not even realize it. So that's why you need to constantly talk about it. So because those changes, if they are negative, will definitely create tension in your relationship, and then you won't enjoy the marriage.
Wow. Now that we are talking about tolerance, what if he cheats?
What now?
I don't know now. That's why we're asking you.
Okay, so I'm going to say this before. I'm going to speak from my perspective right now. So before I got married, cheating was a deal breaker for me. Like, no hell way. Like, you have no excuse. You don't fall into her pants. Do you understand? It was a deal breaker for me. But I've seen that there are some instances where people genuinely make mistakes. So it depends on the scenario, and it depends on the motive as well.
How can you even tell that someone has genuinely made a mistake? I mean, it's cheating.
You will talk about it. That's the thing. And if the person is willing to be honest and open and apologetic about it, then I'm not sitting down here and then when Casey or like watches this video, you'll be like, oh, okay, she's saying she can tolerate cheating. Do you understand? No, but like, would I end my marriage based on that? There have to be other factors I would consider before I got married. As in NO, when our marriage therapist even like asked us the question like, what's your deal breaker for marriage? What can't you tolerate? And I was like, the only thing I said was cheating. Like literally, that was the only thing. I didn't even think about finances or emotional. Do you understand? Emotional well-being. My only thing was cheating. But now, like as a married person, I've seen things and I can say that is not a deal breaker for me, but it depends on how it happens, it depends on the motive, it depends on the scenario, and it depends on the person's response to it as well. So, and I think that perspective is also general. There are a lot of things you consider in a marriage that sometimes you just, for want of the best word ever, overlook cheating. Yes, I can't believe I'm the one saying this, but yeah, but there are so many things that there's so many dynamics in the marriage that you just sometimes you're just like, okay, fine, like you made a mistake this one time, you're never going to do it again. Fine, let's carry on. Do you understand? So
well,
yeah,
so some people might not, because this is like breaking trust here.
Of course. But there are other things in a marriage that can break your trust. Like for instance, your emotional well-being. You might think, okay, this person. Like there are different ways to break your trust. Let's say it can even be finances. Maybe you people agreed on something, on a particular way of like managing your finances and running the home, and then it doesn't happen like that. So that's also broken trust. You understand? Trust is not only like when the person goes to another partner. Trust can be broken in several ways. So I believe, because honestly, before I remember I did one video when remember when one governor's daughter was talking to her mom on Instagram Live, and she was talking about, and the mom was like, cheating, like it's just cheating now, like just allow him. So I did a reaction to that video. I think I've taken that video down because my big uncle actually advised me when I made that video. He was like, don't speak on things that you don't know about, you haven't experienced it. So don't speak on things. I'm not saying I've experienced it currently, like be careful what you say. So I think I took down that video, and in that video I was really ranting like, why would she be encouraging her daughter to stay with a cheating partner? Like what the hell? Like I was really going off in that video. Do you understand?
Not matter where you don't know,
bro. Do you get like I'm not saying it has happened to me. I've still not experienced it, and I pray not to experience it years. But at the same time, like there are so many other things that make up a marriage that you might just let it go and forgive your partner. And in a marriage, think about it, like you guys have like the rest of you have like 80 years. You will meet different people, you'll be tempted. Your partner will meet different people, he will be tempted too. So like there's just so many things that are out of your control in a marriage. Even despite how disciplined, and it's just pray that it never happens to you, or you are never even the one that does it to your partner. Because it's like what the Bible says, like let he who thinks he stands take heed lest he fall. Because you might think like, so like bruh, in fact a lot of the videos I made talking about like marriages and like feminism in marriage and stuff, I think I've taken all those videos down because bruh, I don't even want to work for myself. I don't even want to be equal. I don't all this, oh we're equal yes, we're equal in the office, it will end there, but in the house, please kindly take care of me, kindly spend your money on me. I don't want to be splitting bills equally, and also vice versa, like you take care of him in the way men. Exactly. Well. So a lot of my perspectives have changed.
Is my favorite answer, bro. So in a situation where God forbid a partner dies, your own
partner will eventually die, even if it's when you're 95.
At least let us be ready, let us enjoy life, let us have
of course, that's what we pray for.
Before you go anywhere, let us take care of our children, let's get to know them.
That's what we pray for.
In a situation where your partner dies, especially at a very young age, what's the question? What's your question? Will you remarry?
This question is somehow, please, this question is somehow.
It is one.
If I say yes,
that we all have
will
to
hurt
answer.
My partner.
He needs to know. My partner is always telling me that if I continue doing anyhow and crossing the road anyhow and always not taking good care of myself, that if I die, he will remarry.
Okay, that's only on the condition where you did not take it. Like
yes, when I'm always doing things like reckless stuff, it's like no, just keep trying to take away your, just keep trying to take yourself out of this world.
Okay, I think I actually have the question. I think I actually have the answer to your question from my personal perspective, And the question is, will I remarry?
Yes.
I was having a conversation with one of my best friends, Bumi, the other day, and we were telling each other, we're asking each other, like, in the case of divorce, would you remarry? She was like, no. Bumi's question to me was, what kind of man would you remarry if you ever got a divorce or something? And I told her I don't think I would ever remarry, because, like, if I already went through one stressful marriage that ended up in divorce, why do I want to risk being? Do you understand? Again. So I don't even think, and this one we're talking of, the person is still alive, so I don't think I will.
But what
I don't want to
come
to a point where I'm making that
what
decision.
If that marriage wasn't good for you, and there's like a better partner out there that can do everything, and you can have a better life compared to the one you just came?
I don't know that.
But so that's why
I'd rather be by myself. I rather do bad all by myself. Yeah, I might date, I might have partners, but
what if you
start
dating
enter that commitment
and
start doing traditional marriage, white wedding? I don't think I would.
What if you meet a nice person?
Yeah, he will be my partner, but to start walking down the aisle going to court, no, I won't do that again. But we can be partners, but I wouldn't marry him.
Anyway, let us not talk about things we have not experienced yet.
Exactly, and we don't want to experience it.
We don't want to, but just in case, this is how we are thinking. This is how you are thinking.
Yeah, this is how I'm thinking. Would you remarry?
No, why would I marry someone that don't?
Like we said, let's talk about things that we don't want to experience it in Jesus' name.
No, we don't want to. I know how heartbreaking it is. It's so easy to talk about now. You don't want to see someone that has just lost their partner.
Yeah.
It's not the nicest experience, I must say.
I love that question. What to expect in marriage?
Yeah, so what are we expecting?
I love it.
Do I have to say yes or no to that ring?
Oh no, for sure. Everybody's journey is different. So I would say, if you love the person and both of you, like, you guys are on the same page, same morals, same values, same principles, for sure. You know, if you love the person and you want to build a life with that person, for sure.
How do you even know that you love someone enough? Like, that person is the one?
Because you always want to be with that person. You can't see your future without that person. You plan everything around that person. You want to build your life with that person. You see that person parenting your future kids. You see that person as the father or mother of your kids. So for sure, you know with certainty, like, this is the person I've chosen to spend the rest of my life with. But love is not enough. Knowing that you want to build a future with this person is not enough, because I always say something, you know yourself, you're accountable for your own actions. You can never be 100% accountable for another person's actions. So you don't know what your partner is going to do. You don't know how they're going to become. You don't know how they're going to react to certain things. So that's why there are crucial conversations that you must have with your partner. Despite having those crucial conversations, you cannot talk about everything. I was telling my colleague in the office, I was like, in as much as you want to sit down here and say, make sure you talk about religion, you talk about finances, there are some things you will forget to talk about and they will take you by surprise in a marriage. It just depends on how you manage it. So at the same time, I know you cannot talk about everything, but the ones you can remember and you know are very crucial to you guys, make sure you talk about it. Like, make sure you have those difficult conversations and tell yourselves the truth. Tell yourselves, okay, if you become homeless tomorrow and you can't provide for me anymore, will you stay with me? I know people are still having butterflies in your stomach, love is still shaking you and everything, but tell yourselves the truth. Be like, oh, I don't think so, because this thing is my top 3: financial security, emotional security, emotional stability. You know what is important to you. There are some people that will take what you cannot take. You know what is important to you. Make sure you have those conversations and don't sugarcoat anything. Don't try to be sweet and nice. Don't try to say, okay, I don't want to hurt my partner. Be selfish and look out for yourself when you're having those conversations, because it's you that will suffer it. So have conversations about money. Okay. Have conversations about religion. Have conversations about how you would react to different scenarios of life. If you can't have a child, for instance, and your partner badly wants children, how are you going to react to it as a couple? How are you going to react to it if you personally are the one that can't have the child? Do you understand? How are you going to handle your in-laws? There are so many things to talk about. There's so many things. Like, that's why you need to court. Like, bro, marriage is a lot. It's a lot. And me and Bumi the other day were talking about it, and we were like, it's funny how, as content creators, as people on social media, we only show the glamorous part of our lives. We only show where we're happy, where we're traveling, luxury vacation, blah blah blah. Nobody ever shows you their struggles, which I understand, because it's not easy to sit down and be struggling and be recording those struggles. It's not easy. But I was telling Bumi as well, like, I want to be one of those people that carry people along my journey, because I know that they will learn. And we were talking about it, like, I know I'm mentioning Bumi a lot. We're not saying that we have things bad, but we're just saying that marriage is a lot of work that nobody, like, people only show the glitz and the glam and the happiness and the joy and the playfulness. I've not seen one couple, except if they are acting it, I've not seen one couple sit down and like fight and stuff, like genuinely and everything. You can't learn from those kind of things, those kind of scenarios. So marriage is a lot of work that you don't see on social media. Marriage is, as in, and it's the work. I don't know. Marriage is a lot of work. I don't know what else to say. I don't know which word to use, but marriage is plenty.
Yes, the effort.
Yeah, marriage is a lot. It's heavy and it's plenty. It's a lot of intentional work. It's a lot of choosing to forgive someone that has hurt you, and vice versa. It's a lot of choosing not to hold on to grudges. It's a lot of overlooking a lot of things. Me and my mom talk a lot about marriage. So before, like, if I'm annoyed about something, I'll text her and she's like, that's it, you cannot be getting annoyed over small things. That means you will live your life angry. You better learn to develop a thick skin and ignore a lot of things. And I used to be so, one time I was like, Mommy, do you know, I'm not going to be telling you things again because I don't like the advice you're giving me. And she was like, what have I said now that is wrong? Exactly. I think one day I was telling her something, like maybe we had a call and I was like, what will you say? She's like, it's your choice, so work on it. I'm like, see, Mommy, I'm not going to tell you anything again. She's like, what have I said now? Or recently, I was actually thinking to myself, I was like, it's actually your choice, so you have to work on it.
It's your choice. It's your
so marriage is a lot. Marriage is a lot. Think well about the partner. Think well about if it English.
Sorry.
Think well about if that is the time of your life you actually want to get married. Think well if there are other things you feel you want to accomplish before getting married. Think well about, if you say that you want to have like a minimum of like 10M in your bank account before getting married for your personal reasons, my dear, work towards it. Don't feel pressured by society. Finance is a lot in marriage. Religion is a lot,
and it takes a lot of time to acquire that kind of money that you're looking for. So it's not like a day's job. Everything is not easy. It's just
marriage is a lot. Is it enjoyable? Yes, marriage has its very sweet and enjoyable moments. But marriage is work. You have to work. Like, you have to work hard.
What do you miss about being single?
Oh, I miss my whole days. In the sense of, wait, let me explain what I mean.
Where is the sorry? Who is offering her sorry?
Not that I was a hoe. Henrietta, you know me now. I'm a good girl. Shut up.
Who is that?
You know now. On a serious note, like, I wasn't hoeing about that.
I don't know you.
I miss the fact that, like, okay, one thing that surprised me in marriages, I thought when guys know I'm married, I thought they would back off, like, automatically.
Lagos men.
When I got married, bro, like, I'm like, nothing changed.
They are up in your case. I witnessed.
Henrietta, nothing changed about the attention I was getting from men, or I am getting from. In fact, it's even increased. I'm like, is it more? Do you understand? So I like attention. I really like attention. Like, I can soak in attention. Like,
we live for the attention.
I would go to where I'm collecting attention because I need attention. So, like, I love attention. I want attention. I crave attention. Like, it's one of my desires. Like, I need to be catered to. So what I'm trying to say that I miss from my single days is being able to be responsive to attention of multiple people, like talking to different people, leading this one on, just playing with this one's head. Do you get what I mean? You know, so I do miss that. I miss playing with boys' head.
Can you imagine
jamming them together?
Confusing people's children.
I miss it, like, really. I do miss that attention, but now I kind of have to manage the attention because I respect my.
Yes, you have to respect your partner.
Yeah, I respect your marriage as well. I respect yourself is the most important. You have to respect yourself. Sometimes when I'm chatting to someone, somebody is messaging me on WhatsApp, sometimes I'm just like, it's very public that I'm married. It's on YouTube. It's everywhere.
No, he needs to be reinvited to your wedding.
Bro, like, sometimes I'm just like, do these people actually just put my marital status inside a cupboard and just keep chatting shit?
We are testing you.
I miss dealing with fuck boys. Do you get me?
I get you.
In it.
I get in it. I must say I'm enjoying this conversation and I'm learning a lot.
Yay! I'm feeling like Sadhguru now, Mahatma Gandhi.
I'm learning a lot from you. Okay, so I'm going to ask you one of my favorite questions because I want to have them. Do you want kids?
Yes, I want kids. Why does everybody, the whole world,
Who's going to take care
and
of
their
them?
mothers think I don't want kids? I will have nannies for my
Nobody.
kids.
I like when people just use their mouth to confess. Do it. Okay. You want kids, Abby?
I want kids. Yes, I do want kids.
Just to chip in, who's going to take care of them?
I'll have nannies for my kids. I'm unapologetically saying before I got married, since I was a teenager, since I knew myself, me and my mom have had this conversation. Mommy, please comment if you're watching this video. Me and my mom have had this conversation, and I've always told her, like, Mommy, I feel like I'm going to be the mother that will drop the kids with you and daddy while they are still growing.
So they are
I'll come and
ready.
pick them when they are sense. So yeah, I'm not a mother yet. They say that when you take in and when you give birth and when you actually become they say when you actually become a mother, it's a different ballgame entirely.
Yes.
I don't know if that's going to change for me, but right now, as I'm talking, yes, I want kids. Yes, I will have kids, and yes, I will have nannies taking care of those kids because ain't nobody better die due to stress. If it came to it, I want to be very financially stable and secure and
make sure they have everything.
Yeah, exactly, including nannies, like 5.
Nanny, don't hear them.
2 nannies per child.
What's going on?
Bro, I just hate stress. Move on to the next question, okay?
Noted. But I must say that every time you speak to me about marriage, relationship, sex, even friendship, you just leave that conversation feeling new, and it's almost like someone has just activated a new button, an idea in you, and that's what we want.
Oh my goodness, I'm not even watching
that. Around people that are giving us facts. Not everybody has the same opinion.
Marriage is not for everybody.
It's not for everybody. We won't judge. I will never judge anyone.
Why would
getting married?
Yeah, marriage is not for everybody. Hope you guys have learned from this video. I think this video is going to be long, and I probably will just post it like this. It will be a podcast style. So that's it for this video, guys. I really hope you guys have enjoyed it and learned something from it. This was a very interesting one to do, and I'm happy I'm able to speak about things honestly, truthfully, and in the rawest, purest forms as I can. And if you have other questions or comments about certain topics, or you have ideas, let's make it interactive. Please put it in the comment section below, and I will definitely, me and Henrietta will be there to talk back to you guys. If you have more questions anyways and you want a part 2, why not? I'm open to it. So
I feel like I didn't ask you very hard questions. Let the audience ask you questions in the comment section.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you have more questions and it's worth a part 2, I will do it. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.